من سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. أما بعد. Brothers, today I'd just like to remind you about the last 10 days, the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And for those who want to sacrifice, today I'll just go onto the chapter that whoever needs to sacrifice, what he is supposed to be doing, inshallah, before the sacrifice. And on Saturday, inshallah, we'll go through the whole chapter, the merits of these 10 days. He says the sacrifice, definition and excellence. The definition, the sacrifice is an important act of worship during Eid Al Adha and the subsequent 3 days, Tashriq days. In Arabic, the sacrifice is called Udhiyah or Tahiyah. This derives from a dahwa or duha, which means mid-morning, because sacrifices are slaughtered starting from the mid-morning of Eid Al Adha. In the Islamic law, Udhiyah is defined as an animal that meets specific conditions and that is slaughtered as a sacrificial offering to Allah Azza wa Jal between the 10th and 13th of Dhul Hijjah. So what is need to be done? He says here, refraining from cutting the hair and nails for whoever who wants to sacrifice. The sacrificing person, normally the head of the household, should avoid cutting his hair or nails from the first of Dhul Hijjah until the sacrifice. Salama radiallahu anha reported that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إذا دخل عشر وعنده أضحية يريد أن يضاحي بها فلا يأخذن شعرها ولا يقلمن ظفرها. When the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah starts, if a person has a sacrifice that he intends to slaughter, he should avoid cutting any hair or clipping any nails until the sacrifice. The following are a few important remarks concerning this issue. 1. This prohibition includes deliberate cutting, pulling, or burning of the hair of the head, face, or any body part. It also includes deliberate cutting or clipping of the finger and toenails. 2nd, the prohibition does not apply to involuntary removal of hair or nails, such as the hair that falls during normal washing, scratching, or combing. Also, it does not apply to hair or nails that are removed because they cause pain or discomfort, such as chipped part of a nail. 3rd, the prohibition applies merely to the sacrificing person and not to his household members or to anyone that he may appoint to slaughter on his behalf. 4th, violating this prohibition by the sacrificing person constitutes a sin. However, it does not nullify the sacrifice because there is no text making this prohibition a condition for the sacrifice. 5th, the ulama have different views as to what is the wisdom behind this prohibition. According to Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, the sacrificing person would allow his hair and nails to grow so as to remove at the time of performing the sacrifice, which would add to the completeness of the sacrifice before Allah Azza wa Jal. 6. If a person is performing Hajj, he would still need to sacrifice for his household members who are not performing Hajj with him. In this case, however, the prohibition of cutting the hair would be lifted off him because he is required to cut or shave his hair at the end of his Umrah and on the morning of Eid Day. A question similar to this was posed to the Permanent Committee for Providing Fatwas, headed at the time by Sheikh Abdul Aziz ibn Baz, rahimahullah. The answer was, a person who is performing Hajj or Umrah and wants to sacrifice is required to shave or cut his hair even before sacrificing, because shaving and cutting are obligatory in Hajj and they are unrelated to the Udhiyah. I'll stop here, inshallah. This is only the part of those who need to sacrifice, inshallah, for the Hajj. And inshallah, on Saturday, we'll go through the merits of the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, bi'idhnillah. جزاكم الله. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.